Hey everybody, tonight I'm going to be making some spinach and cheese quiche with home fries and my Ninja Combi. Step number 1 says to pour 1 cup of water in the Combi pan for steaming, then place crisper tray into pan with water and set aside. So, I'm going to do that with my 1 cup of water in my pan like so. And then crisper tray right on top, and then set it aside. And then step number 2, it says in a medium bowl whisk together the eggs, which is 6 eggs, half and half, which is 1/4 cup. And then to add the onion, half a cup of cheddar cheese, spinach, salt, pepper, and yeah, so all that good stuff. So let me get this set off to the sides here so I can get to whisking. Alright, so I'm a little further along. Here's my 6 eggs that you can't see in there, but they're in there. And I'm going to add my 1/4 cup of half and half. And it says to whisk those together first before doing anything else. So, it's a good time to get frustration out if you have any. Alright, that's all whisked, and so it says to add the onion, which is half of a white onion. And so I just have, that's my half of an onion. And we're just gonna...
There we go.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Okay. Yep, I got a little helper, as you all can see here. So there is my onion in there, and then it also says to add half a cup of cheddar. The recipe calls for 1 whole cup, so obviously I'm just going to pour half of this in here. Kind of eyeball it a little bit. And just see if I'm relatively close. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then also add in the spinach, which is 1 cup of roughly chopped spinach. And salt and pepper, and then you stir it all together. Salt and pepper is as desired, so kind of use however you like. I have a family that's a little sensitive to salt and pepper, so you can always add more, obviously, when you're done. But I'm going to add a little bit just for initial flavor. Alright, and let me see if this is even going to be worth my time trying to whisk everything together in here. That's not terrible. I'm not going to do a whole lot with this, other than just kind of make sure it's all mixed in here decent. The pie crust that you use in this recipe, you buy it frozen, but you will have to bring it up to room temperature before you use it. Mine has already came to room temperature, so I am ready to go. And so with that said, it says pour the mixture into the prepared pie crust, which I have it set off to the side over here, but here is my, and I got a 2-pack generic one for relatively cheap at my local grocery store, I believe. And then I'm just gonna go kind of like that. I've also never made quiche before, so this is my very first attempt. So I think this should turn out pretty darn good. I'm just kind of moving it around like so. Alright, so I got that part done. And now it says top with remaining half a cup of cheese and half a cup of cheese. Oh, okay. What is it? Alright, yeah. I'll have to do that in just a second. You can ask Grandma. Grandma can help. Alright. Alright. That obviously looks really nice and cheesy. So, this, you are going to place the quiche on top of the crisper tray and slide the combi pan into level 1. So, I had already set this off to the side, so we get to set this just like that. Obviously, I'm not going to leave the directions on top of there because that would be dumb. And we get to set the quiche on level 1, which is the bottom. So, that's going to go in there just like so. And then, it says, in a large bowl, add the potatoes, oil, and garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And then we'll place them on the bake tray. So, let me grab a big bowl. Alright, so potatoes, you have 4 russet potatoes that you cut into like 1/2-inch bites, if you will. And to that large bowl, it calls for 2 tablespoons of canola oil. I have olive oil, so I'm going to do 2 tablespoons. So that's 1 and 2. And then to that, it says to add 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. So there is the garlic powder in there. And then again, salt and pepper. So, again, I'm just going to sprinkle, season as you prefer, because there's no definite yay or nay on that, so totally your preference. Alright, and toss until evenly coated, so we're going to just give them a little toss. And then, I'm not very good at this whole tossing thing, so I'm going to actually just get in there with my hands and just make sure that everybody's well coated in here. Oopsie! Every once in a while one jumps out just for fun. Alright, and then with that it says to put those on the bake tray, and then we're going to put that on the top level, or level 2. I'm going to rinse off my hand just really quick here though, just so I can dump out the potatoes on the tray. Preferably without using my hands, but if I have to, so be it. So, and see, I'm going to have to use them anyway, which is fine. So, kind of like that. And I'm going to try to spread them out so they're a little more even. That way everybody's on a level, kind of like so. Again, quick little rinse before I slide it in there. And then it's going to be time to start cooking, so that'll be good. Alright, and this is going on level 2, or the top one. I already have the unit plugged in. So now, this is cook time. So with that being said, we're going to bring this down here, close the door, and flip the smart switch to Combi cooker, and select Combi meals, temperature at 350, and cook time for 30 minutes. So, we heard all that. It's already on Combi cooker, so I'm just going to adjust that to 350, and it said 30 minutes, kind of like so. Start, stop, and it's going to build up steam first before it starts cooking. And so it says when 15 minutes remain on the timer, remove the tray with potatoes and toss to ensure of even cooking, and then return tray, allow to whatever. It says cook for 10 more minutes, And then remove potatoes with 5 minutes left and turn over. Anyway, she obviously distracted me, as you all can see, but anyway, so we're just gonna let it cook and do its thing. Alright, so I'm gonna open up the cooker here just so I can stir the potatoes. So I'm actually gonna come on the other side of y'all. It says you can actually toss them, but I don't want to do that. And yeah, you can see they're definitely getting done, and which is fine because I've never made this recipe before, so this is a learning experience, as you can see. So I'm trying to get most of them off the pan and try not to fling them everywhere because that would be embarrassing. Oh, kind of like that. Oh well. Alright. So that looks kind of like everybody got moved around a tiny bit. Obviously tossing is not going to do you any good because they're going to be stuck to the pan. So it says that you can cook them for, I believe it was 10 more minutes, and then you can take them out the last 5 minutes just so they don't get overly done. So I'm going to let that finish up and keep an eye on them. I probably will take them out in 10 minutes just so they're not overly crispy, so I'll be back. Alright, I know I said I would come back in about 10 minutes to check on my potatoes, but to me, they've only been in for about 5 minutes and they look good to me, so I am going to take mine out and then just let the quiche finish up. But yeah, I think the potatoes are definitely done enough to my liking, so I'm just close that and set these off to the side here. And yeah, so I will be back now in 10 minutes and 26 seconds to get the quiche out. Alright, so I got about 20 seconds left in here, and I wanted to come on here and tell you that when cooking is complete, quiche will be puffy and jiggly in the center, and it says to allow it to cool for 5 minutes, and it says to eat warm or at room temperature, and the quiche can be stored up to 3 days in the refrigerator. But I just thought that was a neat little tidbit because I've never made quiche before. So, but we are all done, so I'm going to go ahead and just turn my unit off. And be very careful when I open it. I have had a couple bites of the home fries, and they are super delicious. I think I did pretty good with judging my time. And I'm going to try to take this out and not hit anything. So, but to me that looks super delicious. I'll let you guys take a look here at the final product. Yeah, because obviously I'm not digging into that right away, but there's the quiche, and then there are the home fries. And so, with that being said, that's how you make quiche and home fries in your Ninja Combi. Alright, so, just as promised, I said I would try a bite. Very tasty. Very tasty indeed. I'm impressed. And as you can see, when you wait that 5 minutes or whatever, it's not jiggly anymore. And everything just is super, super tasty.